Hi Capricorns, how are you doing? So this is your tarot reading for love and relationships, June 2017. Okay, let's see what we've got here. I have a Five of Wands, and this has been showing up for June readings a little bit, especially this Page of Swords. I have the Hierophant in reverse. This is a Three of Wands reversed. I have an Ace of Wands. So lots of fire for you, Capricorn. Even though your element is earth, here is strength. This is the Seven of Swords reversed. I have Four of Cups. And then this is a King of Swords reverse. Okay, so I'll pull the outcome card after the main reading, like I always do. So what I'm looking at here for you, there's the first impression that I'm feeling is these swords in here are causing a bit of trouble and chaos. And I'm also noting that there's no pentacles here. The element of earth is absent, meaning that maybe you're being dominated here, or there's a lack of stability. It doesn't mean that none of the cards apply to you, but in general, pentacles are a grounded, stabilizing element. It's the earth. It doesn't move. It's very slow. It provides a strong foundation. So between the swords, you have three of them, and you also have three wands. Three wands and three swords. Wands are fire, swords are air. Air nurtures the fire. So things have there's no earth to bring things, to pull things down and keep them stable, to slow down, because fire is very quick, and even air is also can be a very quick energy. They're very light. They can cause chaos. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about people who are fire or air signs, but the nature of these elements is that they're not the grounded force that earth is, and things can sort of they're very hard to be contained. It's very difficult to contain fire, and it's very difficult to contain air. But besides that, air and fire, air is about communication. It's about thinking. And fire is the energy of inspiration and passion and drive and motivation. So when you get those two elements together, it can be a very good combination, but when they get reversed, like I see the King of Swords reversed, the Seven of Swords reversed, you have this Three of Wands reversed, you know, things can get out of control, especially since the air and fire are complementary to each other. Fire needs air to grow, to exist. And it could be that there's a particular person in your life who is a fire sign, but even if they're not, it seems like the energy of the relationship with this particular person is this intense energy to where they're overpowering you. Things tend to get blown out of proportion. What else am I feeling here? Communication can get a little bit out of control. You do have that Page of Swords here, And the Page of Swords is about seeking truth and knowledge, and it can also mean delays, things, obstacles being held up. And that makes perfect sense, because you did start off with the Five of Wands. And there was another sign in June that started off with the Five of Wands. Now, your major arcana are pretty interesting as well. And you only have two of them. You have that Hierophant, or the High Priest, the Pope. And remember, the High Priest is usually associated with marriage contracts and promises, family, okay? And he's sort of like a link. You see those two keys here, okay? He's also the link between the spiritual and physical world, and also connection to the underworld, all aspects of our life, the spiritual, the physical, and the subconscious. And it's a unity as well. It can be a unity of the male and female, but it's more than anything about strong tradition. It can actually mean an actual legal contract, like I said, marriage. And it also can represent things about legal matters if you're settling a dispute. So when this is in reverse, there's a lot of instability. It could be instability in a marriage. It can also be an actual legal dispute that is where people are not able to work things out. Okay? And there's also a spiritual break, that it could mean someone's breaking their promise, someone is breaking their commitment. So when I see in your past influences the turmoil and the chaos of the Five of Wands, the conflict, I'm not surprised that this High Priest is reversed. And also the Page of Swords is right in the middle of it. There seems to be some effort to mediate an actual dispute for some of you Capricorns. But in more general terms, because I know with all of these Capricorns, some of you are having different experiences. In another interpretation, there is definitely conflict in communication. And some of you may be connected to someone who's just simply not fulfilling their commitments. They're blowing you off. Just issues of having trust and having security in the relationship. So that brings us to the present with the Strength card, and it's next to this Ace of Wands, and that's very complementary, where Ace of Wands are about new beginnings and being inspired, and it's about this new energy of creativity. And the Strength is all about courage. So when we look at this Three of Wands, and that is in reverse, so a lot of Wands energy that's surrounding your situation, not only in the past, but here in your present, this Three of Wands is in reverse. What are we looking at here? More disagreements, because three, once again, that power of two forces coming together to create a third. It's also about future goals, that you're coming together to build something greater, a better relationship. And it's also about making plans as well, making plans for the future and expecting success in the future. So when this is in reverse, we're still dealing with all of that conflict. You have a Five of Wands, and that Five of Wands is affecting the energy of the Three of Wands as well. It's reversed. You do have this Ace of Wands here in the middle, which for me is sort of like the underlying energy of your whole story. That this Ace of Wands is about that new beginning. And you see with all the wands, with Three of Wands and the Ace of Wands especially, this is always about following your dreams and having new goals. But it seems like with the Five of Wands and the Three of Wands reversed and this High Priest in reverse, those plans and that future you want, it just keeps getting stalled. But it's not stopping you because this Ace of Wands seems to be anchored by strength. Okay, especially with that infinity sign that you see. So strength seems to be coming through to sort of minimize the negative energy of this High Priest that's being reversed and the conflict of the Five of Wands, because the Five of Wands and the High Priest seem to be playing out in your life. They're causing a lot of setbacks, but not as much as I would think. It seems as if this Ace of Wands, which is always very powerful, and the Strength card is sort of helping you hang in there. So once again, even though your element, Pentacles and Earth, are not in the spread, it doesn't mean that other elements cannot also be helpful for you. So let's get to the future here. This Page of Swords with the other two swords, we have that Seven of Swords reversed. And for those of you who've been watching a lot of tarot videos, we all know that that Seven of Swords can be about your own plans, keeping secrets, looking out for yourself, being very smart, you know, utilizing your savvy judgment and your thinking. But it can also be someone who's not being straightforward with you. Someone who might be a little dishonest. Sometimes when I see this show up in a relationship reading, you know, I kind of feel out some dishonesty. It could even be cheating, things like that. But in the context of your spread, I am just getting secrets. Someone is not only not keeping their commitments, as I saw with the High Priest in reverse, but they're kind of looking out for themselves, and they might actually be sabotaging you. They might actually be passive aggressive. That's the strongest impression that I'm getting, especially seeing that this King of Swords is passive aggressive, because the King of Swords is in reverse. And whenever you get a Swords in reverse, you're getting more drama, more negative communication, more mind games. This King, who's an authority figure, this could be someone who's very manipulative. So that brings us to that Four of Cups, where we get someone who's emotionally closed off, someone who might be pushing you away. So Capricorns, I feel you need to put this person in check. There's some of you who might need to stop being dominated by a particular person. And in one sense, I think some of you are in relationships where you need to be more assertive. You need to get your grounding back. You need to pull in some of that earth energy from the Pentacles, okay? Ace of Wands, the fire energy, there's nothing wrong with that. Having strength, there's nothing wrong with that. But your best strengths, as always, are your earth energy and taking your time and thinking things through and not being pushed along by someone else's agenda. Okay, but I do get a sense that there's someone who's playing mind games, who's being very sketchy with their communication, who's not being open and honest. There could also be some people in your lives, for some of you Capricorns, who are very emotionally manipulative. When they don't get their way, they sort of push you off a little bit. So you need to be aware of that and harness and use that earth energy where you step back and you think things through, but it also means you're stable. You don't allow anyone to push you out of your comfort zone. So let me shuffle for your outcome. So what we have here is the Tower in reverse. And when the Tower is in reverse, what we're getting are not complete destruction, which is what the Tower is. And sometimes when I look at this card, I get a feeling of big egos clashing and relationships being compromised. Okay. When it's in reverse, there's still conflict, there's still disagreements, but we're not starting from the beginning. It just seems as if things are just getting very toxic and nothing's going to be resolved, especially with this person here, especially when I get the Hierophant or the High Priest in reverse. I'm getting these swords in reverse and this emotional distance, and with the Tower. So Capricorn, if there's someone throwing a hissy fit, being immature, once again, you need to pull back, harness your energy, and don't get phased. I think that's the biggest message that I'm receiving from the tarot, that don't let someone take you out of your element with these mind games and manipulation and secrets. Okay, so that was my reading. A couple shout outs to my customers, and I'll be sending some coupons for free readings. Also, a reminder about my relationship energy readings. You might want to check it out, where I look at the relationship energy between you and another person, a person of interest, or I look at who's feeling what the agenda is, where the relationship is going. So if you've been thinking for a while that you might get a reading from me, check that out as well. And so thank you guys very much. I hope you're enjoying the wonderful, well, in some cases, wonderful weather. I know some of you on the East Coast are still dealing with a little bit of chaotic weather, especially with hurricane season and things like that. But I hope you all are doing well. I'll see you on YouTube. And as always, in every reading, I wish you love and light. So take care, and I hope to talk to you soon.